It's another episode and another reason to love your HBCU. I've got to take several deep breaths here because today's a very different day. Today we mark the beginning of our third season at I Love My HBCU ? And I am not used to doing these by myself. So I miss somebody to talk to. So I'm imagining that I'm talking to Marissa Bush. I'm imagining that I'm talking to Amari Jangha. I'm imagining that I'm talking to McCall Brown. I'm imagining that I'm talking to Luke Lawal. I'm imagining that I'm talking to all the amazing HBCU guests that I've had the absolute pleasure of conversing with over the last 2 years. So welcome to season 3 of I Love My HBCU ? With yours truly, Tosin Richard. So 2 years ago, gosh, yes, 2 years ago, how do people do this where they just talk by themselves? I feel like I'm crazy. I'm literally just talking by myself to a camera, and I've got to keep this going for a little while. Let's make this interesting then. I don't want to bore you. Hopefully nobody has tuned out yet. Come on guys, give me 5 more minutes before you're like, what the heck is she rambling on about? 2 years ago, when when I say we, it's not proverbial, it's not me and my own doppelgangers in my head. No, myself, and I'm extremely lucky and blessed to say 2 other amazing young women, Christina Allen as well as Naya Allen. They are not sisters, by the way. They're not related in any way, but they share the same last name. The 3 of us came together and we launched this beautiful social impact organization called I Love My HBCU ? And we started off with the podcast. And the idea behind this podcast has been to amplify the voices of our HBCU family who've got something to say. Some of you have had some really interesting things to say. Some of you, I don't know. I don't always know what people are saying all the time. That's why I'm always taking notes. Oh my gosh, people are going to judge me. It's okay. But we started with the podcast and it's been a beautiful journey. I literally could say something about every single guest that we've had, but I'm not going to do that. Instead, what I want to do actually is tell you what it's been like these past 2 years. I've had days when I have been in absolute tears. That's the truth. I've also had days where I've felt invincible. Like we can do anything. And on one of those days, one of the goals that I wrote for us is that we as a team and as a impact collective, if you will, are going to set a big goal. And Fawn Weaver is in my head. If you don't know who Fawn Weaver is the co-founder and CEO, if I'm not mistaken, of Uncle Nearest. And go look her up. She's pretty amazing. She calls herself the People's CEO. And I've taken quite a few tips from her. So at least for me, it's accurate. She is the People's CEO. So I was reading something at that time that she had written, and it was about setting big goals. And in the vein of setting big goals for ourselves, one of the goals I wrote down was that as an entity, we are going to tackle college debt for HBCU students. And we're going to tackle it one student at a time, one HBCU at a time. And so that's how Power My Future Fund was born, where the whole idea of those of us, I'm one of those who was very lucky to have scholarships and never had to pay for my college education. And then because of that, I would love to believe that my financial success has happened a little quicker than for those who, I call it a noose around their necks, those who have college debt. Regardless of the color of your skin, those who've got college debt that is following them, some people their entire lifetime, following them until they can figure out how to balance that. The statistics are raw. The statistics are out there with regards to how much of a block that is on people's livelihoods and so on and so forth. So set a big goal, said, hey guys, are you in? Let's try this. Let's not try. We're gonna do this. And so in that vein, part of why I sound a little scatterbrained right now, to be extremely honest, is that we are in the throes of putting together our massive inaugural fundraiser, and it's called Unpoliticized Blackness, a brunch. It will be happening right here. We're local to Baltimore City, so it will be happening right here in Baltimore City, Maryland. It is on October the 19th, 2025. It is a Sunday. So come and praise with us. Come and celebrate with us. We're going to be honoring some three amazing stalwarts of legacy in any community, but especially the Black community. And we ask you to join us. For those of you who can't join us, we're going to be sending out event ticket information soon, and gift us the cost of a ticket. Your names are going to go on all of the communique that gets sent out to those lucky persons or person that we get to pay for them to walk across their stage in spring of 2026. So October the 19th on Sunday in Baltimore City. Join us. You're going to go to our social media to find out all the information, and we're going to be blasting all the information pretty much every single episode until the day happens. So that's what we're doing now. What we're also doing now, as many people know, is our biannual Generation Next Thought Leaders Summit. If you have not had the pleasure of having either a conversation or even just communing with our amazing Gen Next advocates, you're missing out. These are young college students who have a voice, and the voice doesn't always mean they're talking, right? It means they've got something to say. It means they've got an opinion. It means that they are framing their viewpoints on policy, on social impact, on issues that matter, that affect them and us as a local community, as a statewide community, and of course as a national community. When we came up with the idea of Generation Next Thought Leaders, it was with the realization that the generation that we are getting to commingle with right now are tuning us out. They're interested in what affects them, don't get me wrong, but they're not as interested in the politics of it all anymore. And who can blame them? I know I'm saying them, but I actually think I might fall in that category on a good and bad day. And so again, what people learn very quickly from us is I love my HBCU question mark, even though they're these three beautiful Black women who are behind it all. We work for we work for the students. We work for our young next generation who tell us what they like, tell us what they don't like, tell us what they want to see, tell us what they are not necessarily excited about. And they inform what we end up then doing. And for the summit, we decided, why don't we just put the mic in their hands and let them be the one that tell our community organization leaders, representatives of the electorate, why don't they tell them what they're thinking? Now, let me pause here for 2.5 seconds. I use 2.5 seconds a lot. Don't know where that came from, but I use it a lot. The first year was remarkable. We launched April 2024 with Generation Next Thought Leaders Summit. It was amazing. We want to see more of our electorate or their representatives there. And I keep pausing as I reflect on the feedback that we got from our Generation Next advocates. And the biggest feedback that they gave us was, these people, that's what they call you guys, are going to come knocking on our doors in a couple of years or so. asking us to volunteer for them, asking us to vote for them, asking us to believe in them as they become our singular voices on issues. But they won't come and listen to us in our spaces when we're having a lot of these things that require them to actually hear what's going on our minds. So this is a general invitation to anyone that hears the sound of my voice who happens to know a member of the electorate, and it's any elected position. We're not targeting any particular one. Mark your calendar now. It is going to be the last Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. It's 3 days in Baltimore City. We love our hometown, by the way. In Baltimore City, April 2026. It's a big deal. You want to hear what the young ones are thinking. You want to try not to be the most important voice in the room. You want to give them an audience that lets them know that when it is time for you to come around and ask them to volunteer, ask them to canvass for your campaign, give them something real to believe in. And it actually takes you believing in them first and not just knocking on their doors when you need them. So that was our inspiration for Generation Next Thought Leaders. And we're very hopeful that upon hearing me, upon going to our YouTube channel and seeing what last year was like, because that was 2024, you will respect why we're asking. Send someone. We know you're busy. Send someone to come and join us. That's my appeal. I'll let them do the rest of the work on getting you there, because the request comes from them. So I'll let them do the work of getting you there. But those are the things we've been up to. And guys, we're exhausted, but exhausted in a good way. So they asked me before I came on, when we decided that I was going to be the one as the sole speaker for the podcast today, in conversation with an audience that I don't see. I was also going to get to talk about where I want us to go, right? And what some of our desires are. And I got excited about this, and I don't think they even know what I'm about to say, which is exciting because they eavesdrop on just about everything else. So they'll be hearing this for the first time as well. So they said, hey, Dr. T, come up with who your desired guests are. I really do want to have some exciting conversations with, I want to have some exciting conversations with, I had to say ooh several times because I don't call him what everybody else calls him. I call him by his name, and it's Leonard. You call him Charlemagne the God. The reason, can you tell why I don't call him what everybody else calls him? I can't get it out right. It sounds odd when it's coming out of my mouth. So I'm just going to say Leonard of the Breakfast Club. Why would I love to have a conversation with him? I would love to have a conversation with him because I sincerely appreciate how he is pushing the limits on traditional discourse that we have on social issues. Not too long ago, I saw him on Fox News, and I've seen him on MSNBC. He's been on CNN. You name it. He's becoming a voice that, whether you agree with him or not, because isn't civic discourse supposed to be a multitude, a jumble of different viewpoints coming together? And as we look at this mosh pit, for example, we then walk away with how we think and feel about things. So I don't want to have the conversation with him because I agree with most or all of what he says. I want to have a conversation with him because I actually do want more of my students, more of our students listening to how someone navigates not being told what their thoughts should be, and how somebody navigates doing away with these boxes of political parties that are so binary that we've been asked to put ourselves in many countries, but especially in the United States of America. I'd love to tease him on that. And of course, he speaks the language that my students and students at HBCUs speak for the most part. So Leonard, the Breakfast Club, if you're listening, I do hope I get to have a conversation with you. My next person is Keke Palmer. I would love, and my voice got soft, I love Keke Palmer. I would love to have a conversation with her, but here's why. Because I don't necessarily know if I've actually heard her talk about social issues and, the social impact stuff that we're about. But it's hard for me to believe that everybody isn't having some form of social issue on their mind. Keke Palmer represents a generation that my students pay attention to, and not just for her entertainment savvy, but she brings to the table a clear intellectual and lived experience that is impassioned quite a bit of the time. And I don't know, whether you like Keke Palmer or not, how do you not give her audience? How do you not hear her out? How do you not get inspired by her based on the approach she uses to a lot of the things that she talks about? So I'd love, again, Keke Palmer, you've got your own podcast, which is spectacular, by the way. I'd love to have a conversation with you. They gave me 3. I've got like 10. I'm going to stick to 3. Gary V. Now, I'm shocked and both disappointed. I mention Gary V in my classes almost every semester. Why? If you know, you know. If you don't know, go check him out. I find Gary V to be one of the most outspoken, direct, I'm not going to pull any punches with the advice that he gives. And recently, and I'm going to say recently as in 2025, he's saying what a lot of us might be thinking and not saying with regards to our approach to consumerism, with regards to our approach to entrepreneurship, with regards to our approach to economics as a whole, or the economy, but I'm going to say economics as a whole, with regards to our approach to accountability and what's that word? Oh gosh, Tosin. Gosh, if I had somebody else talking to me, they'd be talking right now, and it would trigger me. Entitlement. That's the word I'm looking for. You've got to hear him. I'm going to be bringing him up again in my class this semester, and I'm going to play this so that my students can realize, oh no, she really does talk about Gary V. Listen, so Gary V, Leonard, Keke Palmer, it doesn't have to be on my platform of I Love, or our platform of I Love My HBCU ? Invite me to your studio, but let's turn the tables and let me ask the questions as opposed to you asking the questions. I think that'll be pretty spectacular, and I hope it happens. That's another goal I just set. I hope it happens. An audience that when you do get their attention are extremely loyal. An audience that when you do get their attention want to be respected. An audience that when you do get their attention, they want to have a voice with you. That's the audience that we represent. And I love my HBCU ? In all 3 of our initiatives, the podcast, the summit, as well as our fund. You would be reaching a group of amazing HBCU alum. You'll be reaching a group of amazing HBCU students who their pathways through life is often one that has them not taking things and people for granted. It has them not being too frivolous with regards to opportunity, with regards to access, with regards to resources. How do you not want that as part of your audience that you reach out to? So this is my personal appeal to partners and to sponsors. I'm not going to list the ones that we've had so far. We've typically had them on the summit, but I want you to hear the excitement in my voice. I want you to hear the plea in my voice. We want to do big things with you. We want to make history with you. We want to gather a collective of people who, when they look back at what their impact has been, it has been to take the noose around the neck, on the necks rather, of HBCU students and alum who have got so much to give to the world. Their impact absolutely will also be imparting upon the next generation of policymakers, the next generation of community organization leaders, the next generation of the elected, imparting upon them that our politics can't just be about the talking heads who tell us what they think, but don't listen to what we think. And listen, the podcast, we've been amplifying voices of our amazing students and our alum over the last couple of years. And I look forward to as many more years as you guys are going to be listening to us, for every single one of our supporters on LinkedIn, on YouTube, on Instagram, and every last one of the streaming devices. Yours in HBCU love. See you next episode. You've been listening to I Love My HBCU ? Let's keep the conversation going as we share our stories and encourage more practical support of HBCUs, whilst of course holding each other accountable. Don't forget to follow and subscribe for the latest episodes. Until next time, love and lift your HBCU.